From Northern Avenue in Yerevan, this is CiviliTas Daily News Digest. I'm Ashot Sukiasyan. Here are the top stories for Wednesday, February 5. The French government is working on a new draft bill that will criminalize the denial of the Armenian Genocide. And later, an Armenian businessman on Interpol's most wanted list is arrested and set to be extradited to Armenia. Plus, the first ever Armenian-designed Android tablet known as ArmTab is officially presented. Also ahead, the Civilitas Foundation publishes its annual report on the state of the country and the region. The French government is currently working on a draft bill that would criminalize the public denial of the Armenian Genocide. French Minister of Justice Christian Taubira made the statement at the annual dinner of the Coordination Council of Armenian Organizations of France on January 29. The European organization was marking the anniversary of France's recognition of the Armenian Genocide in 2001. Taubira said, quote, "The French government is working on a legal instrument condemning the denial of the Armenian Genocide in accordance with the principles of the Constitution and the European and international commitments of France," end of quote. 2 years ago, on January 23, 2012, the French Senate passed a bill making it a crime to deny the genocide. However, the Constitutional Court of France ruled the bill as an unconstitutional breach of the practice of freedom of expression and communication. During his presidential campaign, French President François Hollande had promised to redraft the law criminalizing the Armenian genocide denial. We will be following this story in the coming weeks and months. An Armenian businessman, Ashot Sukiasyan, who is on Interpol's most wanted list, was arrested in Georgia on February 1 and will be extradited to Armenia. Sukiasyan was embroiled in an offshore scandal involving Prime Minister Tikran Sarkisyan and the head of the Armenian diocese in Yerevan, Archbishop Navasart Gejoyan. Sukiasyan was charged by Armenian police last June with 3 counts of fraud for allegedly misappropriating funds from a $10.7 million loan taken out by another businessman, Paylak Hayrabedian, to finance a business venture in Africa. The investigative paper Hetk.am broke the story last year, claiming the embezzled funds were transferred to an offshore account, Wilsperia Holdings, registered in Cyprus, and apparently jointly held by Sukiasyan, Prime Minister Sarkisyan, and Archbishop Gejoyan. Both the Prime Minister and the Archbishop claimed that they were unaware of the account and denied having any interests in the company. A delegation led by Secretary General of the Collective Security Treaty Organization, or KISTO, Nikolai Bordyuzha, is in Yerevan at the invitation of Artur Baghdasaryan, the Secretary of the National Security Council of Armenia. Bordyuzha will meet with President Serge Sarkisyan and Defense Minister Seyran Ohanyan. Responding to criticism about the organization's indifference to the rise of violence and tensions on the line of contact between Nagorno-Karabakh and Azerbaijan, Baghdasaryan said that Bordyuzha has, as a rule, responded to cases of Azerbaijani ceasefire violations, but to expect him to respond to each one is unrealistic. The Collective Security Treaty Organization is an intergovernmental military alliance that was signed in 1992. Armenia became a full member in 2002. Now, with more on the Karabakh conflict, the International Crisis Group on February 1 posted a short report about the continuing tensions on the line of contact, again between Karabakh and Azerbaijan. It highlighted the various ceasefire regulations that took place from January 20 to 31 of this year, stating that the sudden serious escalation included, quote, both sides blaming each other and return to hostile rhetoric by officials and in the media, end of quote. The report says that the details surrounding a number of border clashes remains unclear. The OSCE Minsk Group co-chairs are currently in the region meeting with the leadership of Azerbaijan, Nagorno-Karabakh, and Armenia. The co-chairs are expected to meet Armenian President Serge Sarkisyan and Foreign Affairs Minister Edward Nalbandian today on February 5. As many of you might have heard, a joint US-Armenian company has developed the first ever Armenian-designed Android tablet known as ArmTab. The official presentation of the new device was launched yesterday in Yerevan. The concept for ArmTab was first introduced at the Digitech Expo in 2013. It is being manufactured by Technology and Dynamics Incorporated and ArmTab Technologies, the first company registered in Armenia's free economic zone, and it is designed by local specialists. The company will officially launch its very own produced smartphones called ArmPhone shortly. The tablet was first unveiled back in December at Armenia's Industrial Council meeting. According to the company's executives, the Armenian-made device is in no way inferior to that of world-known brands, while the price is expected to be considerably lower, from about $225 to $280. ArmTab will be introduced to Armenian schools starting in 2015. Hopefully, it marks the beginning of more local innovation and entrepreneurship. Several high-tech Armenian companies will be taking part in the SPIE Photonics West 2014 exhibition on laser technology and optics in San Francisco. The exhibition will run from February 4 to 6 and is one of the world's largest and most influential events for the laser and photonics community, with an expected 20,000 attendees, 2 exhibitions, about 1,300 exhibiting companies, a wide range of papers on different topics from biomedical optics, biophotonics, translational research, optoelectronics, and more. The Armenian Development Agency and the Industry Development Fund assisted the Armenian company's participation. The Civilitas Foundation has just released its annual report titled Armenia 2013, A Year of Expectations and Surprises. This is the 6th year that the Civilitas Foundation publishes its annual report. The report looks back at the past year and attempts to assess and analyze Armenia's foreign policy, domestic developments, and trends, as well as the economic situation in the country, all within the context of a changing global and regional environment. To see the full version of the report, you can follow the link on your screen. Many species of birds and other animals are endangered in Armenia due to poaching and hunting. This is what Silva Adamian, the president of the non-governmental organization Center of Bird Lovers, announced at a press conference in Yerevan yesterday. Unregulated and unsupervised hunting in the Khosrov Reserve, which is a protected area home to many endemic Armenian animal species like the black vulture, Dalmatian pelican, and the gray cane, are left unprotected. Adamian also noted that while natural habitats around Lake Sevan have increased, 80% of Armenia is in danger of desertification. This has the potential of altering habitats and ecosystems, giving desert species a competitive advantage. The environmentalists expressed their concerns over other areas under threat, such as Teghut Forest, and stressed that Armenia has to be more attentive in caring for bird species in sensitive areas to prevent ecosystem destruction. The exchange rate is up on your screen as we take a look at your forecast. It will be sunny in Yerevan with a high of -2 and a low of -11. Gyumri will also be sunny yet really chilly with a high of -4 and a low of -19. And Stepanakert will have a high of -2 and a low of -7. And our travel forecast today takes us to Vienna, the capital city of Austria, where the high will be 3 and the low will be a -2. For centuries, Armenians have had a presence in this artistic capital. During the Austro-Turkish War of 1787, an Armenian by the name of Johannes Theodat opened the first coffee shop in Austria. In the late 1700s, the Mkhitarist Armenians received official recognition and protection from Queen Maria Theresa, and by 1810 had established the Mkhitarist Armenian Monastery. The Mkhitarists had one of the earliest Armenian printing presses, and to this day brew their own special liqueur called Mkhitarin. Vienna has a small but thriving Armenian community with 2 functioning churches. And that's our digest for this Wednesday, February 2. We leave you today with some of the spectacular sights and images of Vienna, accompanied by a performance by the students of the Conservatorium Wien University. See you tomorrow.